Welcome to the ASTRALX Deep Dive, Illuminating Your Path. I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist.
And I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide.
Today we're bridging celestial wisdom with Mercury's, well, often chaotic dance.
You're about to unlock your modern path through some really ancient star maps.
Yeah.
Especially, when devices get glitchy and tempers start to flare.
Yeah, and we'll discover those guiding starlight insights hidden right inside everyday miscommunications. Like where lost homework or just tangled words might actually be, well, cosmic invitations.
And we'll explore how these powerful cosmic energies can reshape family dialogues as Mercury, or Hermes, seems to rewind time in the sky. Host speaker and expert speaker. How might Mercury Retrograde be secretly upgrading your family's communication codes?
So our mission today is really to unpack the fascinating insights from our source material on Mercury Retrograde, navigating family communication chaos.
Right.
We want to illuminate how this astrological event, which, let's be honest, is often feared,
Often dreaded.
can actually be a profound teacher, particularly right within the heart of our family dynamics.
Oh.
So let's dive deep.
Okay, let's unpack this first. When we talk about Mercury retrograde, beyond the usual jokes about tech going haywire and travel plans messing up.
Yeah, the names.
Exactly. What is it truly about from a cosmic angle? What's the deeper story our sources are pointing to?
Well, what's really fascinating here is how our sources frame it. They use these powerful mythological archetypes. It's so much more than just, a planet looking like it's moving backward. Think of Hermes, the Greek trickster god, right? The swift messenger who sometimes, well, mixes things up. Or Thoth, the Egyptian scribe of truth, all about meticulous recording, interpretation of knowledge.
Right, the details.
And then there's Odin from Norse myth, who gave up an eye for profound wisdom. This whole theme of lost messages, or maybe wisdom gained through difficulty. It's not just planetary stuff. It's this cosmic trickster teacher, like our material says. It's kind of testing our communication, nudging us to look a bit deeper. So it's not just a planetary hiccup then. It's more like a deliberate cosmic nudge for us to rethink how we connect with each other.
Exactly.
So that raises a big question. How does this celestial dance actually show up in our daily lives, especially within families, beyond the general tech woes?
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting because understanding the mechanics, the sort of core mechanics, helps us decode the personal impact.
Right.
So Mercury retrograde cycles, they happen throughout the year. You can find specific dates easily, like on astro.com, so you can anticipate these periods. But its impact isn't the same for everyone. It varies a lot depending on which area of your life Mercury is currently highlighting. Astrologers call this its transiting house.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, if it's activating your third house that governs siblings, local travel, daily communication with my family, you might really notice miscommunications pop up there.
Makes sense.
If it's in your sixth house, which affects routines, health, daily work, things could just feel a bit off-kilter in your day-to-day. And in the 10th house, its influence might touch on parental authority, maybe your public image, or even career stuff. Our sources also highlight a really potent astrological aspect from Robert Hand's work, Planets in Transit. He notes that Mercury square Mars.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like friction.
It often is. It's frequently linked to arguments over homework. It's like a direct signal to just slow down, reevaluate, and maybe turn that potential conflict into a chance for clarity.
That idea of cosmic Wi-Fi reset is really powerful. Our material describes Mercury retrograde as rewiring neural pathways for clearer communication. How does that actually work? How does disruption lead to an upgrade?
It's actually quite profound when you think about it. Picture it like a deliberate cosmic Wi-Fi reset, right? It forces a hard reboot on your family's communication systems. So it's not just disruption for disruption's sake. It's more like a forced upgrade. It's designed to reveal and then help rewire those neural pathways for genuinely clearer, stronger connections later on.
So unusual ways break down.
Exactly. When the usual channels get staticky, we're kind of compelled to find new ones, aren't we? It's an invitation to pause, review, maybe even unlearn some old communication habits that just don't serve us anymore.
Making space for better ones.
Precisely. Making way for more effective, more authentic communication.
Okay, so these global practices offer a fascinating perspective. But bringing it even closer to home, how does this energy actually manifest in our bodies? How does it feel? Our sources mention somatic and developmental layers.
Yeah, this is where the wisdom gets super tangible, I think. A great somatic cue mentioned is noticing, say, jaw tension when repeating instructions.
Oh, wow. I know that feeling.
Right. That's Mercury retrograde resistance showing up physically. It's your body signaling an energetic block, a frustration.
So what can you do about that?
Well, to bypass that static, the sources suggest something simple. Throat chakra humming, just for 5 minutes a day.
Humming.
It helps clear and activate that energy center for expression. It literally helps you speak your truth more calmly, cutting through the tension.
Interesting. And how does this play out across different ages? Because, talking to a 3-year-old during retrograde versus a teenager must be totally different.
Oh, absolutely. And the sources give targeted advice here. For younger kids, say age 3-7, who are naturally Mercury ruled in their development, communication, and learning, are just huge for them then.
Right.
Puppet play can be a really powerful tool to resolve misunderstandings. It lets them externalize complex feelings or confusing situations in a safe, imaginative space.
Like acting it out.
Exactly. And for teens, especially those with strong Mercury placements who might naturally be drawn to screens anyway, the suggestion is to try implementing tech-free retrograde hours, just periods of time dedicated to face-to-face interaction.
Forcing the eye contact.
Kind of. It encourages those essential skills, eye contact, direct conversation things that digital interfaces sometimes let us avoid. It helps foster that deeper connection.
This is really where the rubber meets the road, isn't it? Or maybe where the stars meet the family kitchen table. The material offers some powerful interactive elements that move us beyond just understanding it to actually doing something.
Yes, and that shift from understanding to doing is where the real magic happens, I think. There's a really potent journal prompt offered, inviting you to reflect. When did a miscommunication with your child actually reveal a hidden need?
That's good.
Yeah, and the example given is great. Virgo mom mishearing her Leo child's demand. She hears vanity, but maybe the child just needs praise,
Right, a deeper need under the surface reaction.
Exactly. These aren't just annoyances, they're potential aha moments. They can totally transform how we see the chaos, turning it into a chance for real connection and understanding. Those friction points can be portals.
Portals, I like that. And are there practical rituals we can use to consciously navigate these times? It sounds like it's more than just hunkering down.
Definitely not about hiding. The retrograde prep kit idea is about intentional engagement.
Okay.
It suggests things like a symbolic family phone burial, maybe just put them all in a shoebox for a set time.
Okay.
And instead, try writing letters to each other. It forces a pause, emphasizes thoughtfulness over instant reactions, can lead to clearer messages.
Slowing things down.
Yes. And for deeper emotional syncing, there's mirror talking. Parent and child gently mimic each other's facial expressions.
Really?
Yeah, it helps align emotions non-verbally, builds empathy, super crucial when words are getting tangled up. These are active steps towards that communication upgrade we mentioned, turning friction into stronger bonds.
Can we walk through a specific conflict scenario that really helps ground the cosmic stuff in, everyday life? What's a common family dynamic that gets cranked up during retrograde?
Oh yeah, the sources give a vivid one many parents might recognize. Imagine a Sagittarius dad, right? Jupiter expansiveness, maybe a bit blunt sometimes. Snapping at his Pisces child who embodies Neptune's vagueness, maybe lives in their own dreamy world a bit, about a messy room during retrograde.
Oof. Yeah, I can picture that. Classic clash.
It really is. A classic parent-child communication breakdown, just intensified by that retrograde energy. The dad wants clear action and order. The child has a more fluid approach. Leads to major frustration.
Okay, so what are the cosmic remedies for that kind of earthly struggle? How do you de-escalate that tension when it feels like everything's just going sideways?
Well, the solutions offered are beautifully aligned with Mercury's energy. First, there's the 3-breath rule before responding.
Simple, but probably effective.
So simple yet powerful. Especially since Mercury is linked to our respiratory system, it just creates that necessary pause, stops those impulsive reactions we usually regret.
Right.
Then, Amazonite is suggested as a helpful stone. It's known for encouraging calm truth-telling, bringing a gentle energy to tough conversations, helps both sides feel heard.
A physical anchor.
And knowing the right timing is key, too. Waiting for Venus-ruled hours times associated with harmony, connection, like when the moon is in Taurus or Libra. Waiting for those times for making reparations or having reconciliatory talks can make things go much smoother. Understanding and connection are just more naturally supported then. Apologies feel more genuine.
Looking beyond the immediate chaos of a retrograde period.
Mm-hmm.
What's the longer-term impact? How we handle these times seems to matter. Our sources touch on future forecasting.
They absolutely do, and it's pretty compelling. With the upcoming 2026 Pluto in Aquarius alert, Pluto means deep transformation, Aquarius is technology, society.
Right, big shifts ahead.
Exactly. The choices we make now during these retrograde cycles are incredibly vital for shaping that future. An optimized path involves things like digital detox weekends.
Building resilience now.
Yes, building neural trust, strengthening our human connection skills before the AI era potentially mediates everything. The challenge path, though, warns that just ignoring RX tech warnings now could unfortunately contribute to things like child screen addiction down the line. It really makes you think, how do our small actions during retrograde actually shape our future? Neurologically, relationally, especially with tech advancing so fast.
Wow. The choice matrix in our material really lays that out starkly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It shows that doing things like family storytelling hours during retrograde could lead to children becoming agile problem solvers by their Saturn return. That's that big life phase around age 29, 30.
A major checkpoint.
So fostering communication now builds lifelong resilience. But the flip side, forcing rush decisions during retrograde, that might lead to chronic misunderstandings later, ingrained patterns.
It's fascinating, too, how our cultural stories echo this stuff. The inside-out film analogy in the sources is just perfect.
Oh, yeah. How so?
It describes your Mercury retrograde journey as being like Riley rebuilding her communication islands after they collapse in the movie.
I see it.
It's about navigating those emotional disruptions, those communication breakdowns, and consciously working to reconstruct stronger, clearer pathways, internally and externally.
And for a modern real-world example.
The sources point to Chrissy Teigen's Gemini Mercury versus her daughter Luna's Cancer Moon. Apparently, some of her viral tweet mishaps serve as a kind of public RX cautionary tale.
Huh. Interesting.
It just shows how these energies play out everywhere, doesn't it? From our kitchen tables to the global stage. Understanding them helps navigate both private and public interactions more wisely.
How does this understanding apply to different caregiver styles? Or even just general energetic dynamics between people? Are some folks just more prone to retrograde chaos?
Well, the sources offer some really inclusive framing on this. They note that caregivers with Mercury and water signs, think Cancer parents, maybe Scorpio caregivers.
Okay, the feelers.
Exactly. They tend to absorb emotional static. They're highly empathetic, which is amazing, but it means they can feel that communication friction really acutely.
That makes sense.
On the other hand, air sign parents, maybe Gemini dads, or caregivers with strong Aquarius placements, might tend to over-intellectualize during these times.
Trying to logic their way out?
Kinda, yeah. Trying to logic through emotional tangles that really need more heart, maybe less head.
Gotcha.
And there's also a specific insight mentioned from Liz Green's classic work, Saturn, A New Look at an Old Devil.
Oh, yeah.
It suggests that Mars-ruled fathers, so those with strong Aries or Scorpio energy, might inadvertently trigger power struggles during RX.
Good to be aware of.
Totally. It just reminds us these energies manifest uniquely through our individual charts or personalities. Knowing your own tendencies is crucial.
And it's really clear this isn't just, recent theory or guesswork. It's grounded in a lot of wisdom from different traditions, respected sources.
Oh, absolutely. The sources reference respected works like Prasna Marga for some deep Vedic insights, specifically on Mercury's retrograde phase. Then there are references to Western astrological authorities like Virginia Bell. Her book Mercury Retrograde and Other Planetary Boogeymen is quite comprehensive.
Right.
And frameworks from really respected contemporary astrologers like Cheney Nicholas have been adapted too. It shows this beautiful blend of ancient knowledge with very modern, practical application.
Yeah.
It's a rich tapestry, really, grounded in centuries of observation and practice, offering us tangible ways to engage with these powerful cycles.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now? If Mercury retrograde really is a cosmic upgrade opportunity, what new communication code might your family be subtly developing right now, even maybe amidst the chaos, as our cosmic journey concludes for today?
Maybe dive deeper into your unique path. Is your child's Mercury sign amplifying some of that retrograde static?
Request your personalized retrograde resilience audio reading now.
You can find the instant clarity link right in the description below.
And explore the episode resources. We've got links to things like Vedic salt rituals, throat chakra meditations, and those Mercury RX-proof journal prompts we talked about.
All those celestial remedies are waiting for you there. Rewind, align.
Subscribe for more Starlight Insights.
And thank you for transforming chaos with us.